Welcome back to Pittsburgh Her, which is a culmination of Pittsburgh Magazine and Jagoff. And we're not even saying that anymore because it is Pittsburgh Her. And we're excited that we actually support the Women in Business Awards that Pittsburgh Magazine does. We've all had the opportunity to be there. Actually, Bria, you've not been there yet. You're going to have to come with us in February because it is such a good time and we get to honor all the amazing women in business. And actually, we have somebody with us today, Hannah Olson. So we're so excited that you are here. No stranger to anybody, especially in Pittsburgh, but we know you for your H.O. Melange. I say it so French, don't
You're so good at saying it now.
Yep. At one point, I was like, H.O. Melange. Like, what is this thing? And it's macarons, and they're phenomenal. It has made me love macarons and not like anyone else's. I'm sorry. I know that I shouldn't. I'm usually the person who's like, everybody does well. No. She
these will
literally
ruin macarons for you.
She did strawberry pretzel jello salad. She ran.
That's my jam.
They were phenomenal.
Oh,
I know.
That's my jam. I can make you guys some. I will bring them specially.
Yes. Thank you.
I might like it in macaron form.
You will?
It's a texture situation, strawberry pretzel situation.
I can understand that. Yeah, it's very different in macaron form.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Yeah. The flavors seem good.
Yeah, the flavors are
So
fantastic.
jello.
You did not sound convinced.
Something like that. Anyway, so we're excited to bring you on because you won in what year? 24 were you recognized?
25.
25.
Yeah, it was the July.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I put you back even further. So we're excited that you can be here for us. So we do a little banter before we dive into our Steel Magnolia Bowl. And so the question, I won't say why I did it. They know. But basically, which music artist do you regret not having seen dead or alive? And actually, Monica, our producer, plays a part in my answer. But who wants to go first? Anybody?
Motorhead.
You never saw Motorhead?
No. I've been to the Rainbow and all that stuff, but
Wow. That's surprising.
yeah.
I'm sad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, Hannah, we'll go to you then.
So this is tough because growing up, like the soundtrack to my childhood was Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band and Fleetwood Mac. So Ozzy Osbourne. So those are all people that I really wish that I could have experienced like in their prime because it's just concerts today aren't the same. They're very cool and I love music. I have a very wide range of interests, but I feel like those are iconic and that would have been really cool to see.
That would have been really cool.
That's
Yeah.
R.I.P. I have a really good story about Ozzy, but go ahead. Do you want me to tell you now?
Yeah, tell the story.
So there was 3 seconds of silence. We interviewed somebody. His name's Dave Lewis. You should totally interview him because you would absolutely love him. He used to run pianos and stuff in Blawnox.
Oh, nice.
And so he toured with like Whitesnake and all these different bands. One of which, and I can't remember who, Kip Winger. Winger was opening for Ozzy. Ozzy was going through his time where he needed some rehab help. So they were like encouraging him. So he decides that he's going to do it. So they said, all you need to do, because we don't want to tell this sea of people that you're not going to perform. So you kind of look like Ozzy, Dave Lewis. Can you walk out there? Swear to God. Can you walk out there and fake pass out so that we can then not have to refund tickets?
No.
Swear to God. It's such a true story. I swear.
Did he do it?
So he said, sure, because it was a different time. It was a different time. It certainly would not fly now.
Did he bite the head off a bat?
No, none of the above. Last minute, they pulled it off. They didn't do it. Wow. So Ozzy did perform and then went to rehab afterwards.
Dang.
Oh, I think that was the story.
Ozzy?
Anyway, isn't that funny though?
That is a wild story.
Wild. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What people will do
Bria,
to take
what's
it
your
out
eye?
was wild.
Right. It's so duping, but I get it.
I'm gonna make it cliche and say Beyonce.
So
I know I've never seen her.
You need to see her.
I know I need to. I hear good things. And obviously she's bae, so
Yeah.
and Chris Brown. I feel like he puts on a really good show. He's also like supposed to be the next, Michael Jackson. He gets compared.
Yeah.
So I never saw Michael, but I did see Prince in 5th grade, and I was on stage with him.
What?
Yeah, crazy.
Why are you just telling
Me
us
and my
this?
mom were on stage. It was wild. I got.
What happened?
Relive it. When he was here, the last time he was here in Pittsburgh at the Mellon,
Yeah.
when it was the big dome, and me and mom had really good seats. I was in 5th grade. I was on some stranger's shoulders. She like threw me on this man's shoulders. She was like, "Where? Yeah, get his attention. He's calling people up." So there's like a handful of people that they like pick up his band members from the audience, and then he chose me and my mom. So I'm like grabbing my mom's hands, like, "You have to come," because they initially just were gonna choose me. I was like the only kid there.
You're like, I'm really great.
Yeah, so they were just literally they were like only gonna choose me. So I'm like dragging my mom too. So we ended up getting on stage, and they gave me like some egg shakers and like some cowbell, some instruments to play.
I love it. What was the song?
I have no idea what song it was. I truly don't.
Diamonds
It might
and
have been a
Pearls.
couple songs.
Okay.
It might have been a couple. We were up there for a while.
Compilation.
What are you doing here?
On stage with up in a store.
You waited. How many episodes in are you?
Yeah, crazy.
This could have related to anything.
Crazy.
That would be my lead off with anything.
Hi, my name
One
is
thing in
Priya.
life that I'm like,
Mine was
it
on stage
happened.
with
It was so
friends.
big, and I just
Like in my email signature. That's where that.
I was on stage with Prince.
Child formerly known on
Yes.
stage.
Literally, I like will Google to see if anybody has footage of that show, and like we can't find anything.
That's amazing.
Nothing. But I swear it happened. They gave me a bunch of free stuff. I have a stuffed animal from that show. I still have it. Like a little
Now when people
bear.
bring up Prince, I'm gonna tell your story.
Yeah,
Just
tell
like,
her you know somebody.
So you did the artist?
Yeah, I love
I
that.
was like the only kid there.
Well,
So,
as a huge
yeah.
Prince fan, you know, I just told the story about Michael Jackson because
Yes.
I never saw Michael Jackson, and I did recently see it, not him, obviously, the Cirque du Soleil of him, and it's like this hologram. It's absolutely amazing. Brought me to tears. So that was kind of like sort of check the box. But mine's Madonna. And Monica asked me, she had an extra ticket, 2 years ago when Madonna came?
Oh,
And I was like,
great show.
I know. She loved, I really kicked myself for not having,
That would have
I
been
forget.
good.
Monica,
Oh, it was-
we might have to interject.
Did you go?
Amazing.
Yeah, I heard.
What she could
Oh,
do.
yeah, you can't miss out.
Yeah.
You went along?
I've
At her
heard
age,
she's
like-
fantastic. Right. And
I mean,
she's
I could barely move now.
right. And she's older than us. She's in her 60s.
And she was
Madonna
like, up, like
is
the rafters.
young and
just-
hot.
It
Yes,
was
and
crazy.
in her
She-
prime.
her catalog, just everything. It was an amazing show. I actually got a cake made.
First story.
Up at Grandview Bakery, they made me the Madonna bustier.
Yes.
But the boobs were cupcakes that you could just take out. So you ate those after the show. So it was.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me at all. And
Yeah,
I'm sort of
shout out to
jealous.
us. It shows way.
Yeah. Sarah, who's yours? Is it
Whitney
one?
Houston.
That's Addie's fave.
Who did you say?
Whitney Houston.
Oh yeah,
That's all I have to say.
That's all-
I wish they would have seen Whitney.
definitely.
I struggle with Bobby Brown. I know you love New Edition. I still struggle. I'm like, you killed Whitney. And it is something that I hold in my heart.
Yikes.
But if anyone's watching, whenever I have that plea to go to the concert, Sarah didn't mean it. You didn't kill me.
Or we could chat about it. I'm happy to be silent while I listen to your
Okay.
defense of how you didn't get her
It's
addicted to
mad
drugs.
rugged. Well, no, I mean, she's one of the best there ever
Oh,
was.
changed.
I know.
Yes.
But you don't think there was a little bit of a problem before Bobby?
I mean, sure, but she was like my soundtrack. It was Whitney Houston, Cyndi Lauper. Like that was that. Those were my tapes. Madonna.
Yeah.
But I was like, if I've seen Madonna, I've seen Cindy, and I never got to see Whitney.
Best national anthem. The Super Bowl.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
The hands down.
Yeah.
Hands.
We'd either sit out on the bus like every morning. 6 p.m.
Because
It's a good song. 'Cause it's the best of all time.
The best.
All right, so Hannah, your little initiation is that you get to reach in. And do you know what the Steel Magnolia Bowl is? We talked about this a little bit. You had to do research, right?
Yes. So, well, I had to remind myself of
Okay.
like the character, like the archetypes for each
Sure.
of the names.
Okay.
So I have prepared my name.
Do you identify with somebody?
Well, I know Weezer's very popular, and I
Yeah.
understand why, because I definitely feel Weezer most
Sure.
days. But I think I'm actually going to go with Claire because I love like the.
say Claire. No one has ever
Really?
said Claire. I love that.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, she's still like sarcastic, so like wibby.
Yeah.
Like I love that, but like deep down, it's like she's just a very good friend, and like that's kind of like what I aspire to be, sarcastic, but
Yeah.
like there when you need me. So
That's
Sarah, I don't know if I would even like a
Never
third
said that.
smart ass.
Right. There you go. Well, you're participating, so you get to actually pull the hopefully good question.
hopefully it feels good. Okay, social media is creating a comparison between people by what is being posted. How do you cope?
We haven't had a lot of social media questions. Social media is
Creating a comparison
comparison.
between people by what is being posted. How do you cope?
This is easy for me because
Rachel's like, I turn it off.
I do. I mean, I do. Somehow I do have a really good, I mean, we're all humans, so of course we all have moments, and we'll plug my bingo card, but school board, because I'm on the school board, I look at social media so differently. And because the other side of my business is marketing and social media. And so we tell our clients, like, just scroll past. You're not going to if you're listening to this is how I equate it. If you're listening to a conversation, because we're all nebby. If you're in a restaurant, if you're walking by someone and you hear a conversation, do you stop and go, I don't like that you just said that? You don't, right? Like you think it and you say it to the person you're with, but you don't say it. It's the same thing with social media. Yeah, I mean, I understand you're entitled to your opinion. So often I disagree, but you do not need to type it in there because it fuels so many things that are so unnecessary. And so I look at it from social media and I see all the time, I watched people during COVID literally berate me. And it was a horrible feeling of what they thought about me because they didn't know me. You know, I had just gotten sworn in. And I, clearly wear glasses on my head, and their thing was constantly, and there she is with her stupid sunglasses on her head. And I thought, what do you care? I mean,
What do you care?
I don't understand why that's a thing. And then, of course, that's very low end. But people's opinions, yes, it is free speech, and you are entitled. But there's a time and a place for it, and that's how I cope is to not. It should be social, it should be engaging, and then you move on. That's how I see it.
I think that's really healthy. I think in terms of the comparison, I feel that. I feel like everyone shows their best self on social media, right? So like you're like, oh, look at your lovely ski vacation, and look at your perfect family and your matching pajamas around your Christmas tree. And
you see mine?
What I was going to say, I don't. I say like I screwed up or like I feel this.
Right.
You're
But
right. I
think
do celebrate.
A lot of people do that though. They tailor their Instagram with all of their
what it really is,
filters and all their and,
Sure.
and that's where I think where that comparison is the thief of joy can really come in, that you're like scrolling through and you're like, oh, why didn't I get to go on a ski vacation? Why don't I have a perfect mantle with kids who smile? My kids are all like one's upside down. Like it's like it's the best we could do. So I think you kind of have to just like have a sense of humor about yourself and know that like those people are doing their best also, and that's probably not real.
Yeah.
They've got filters, and it probably took them like 12 pictures of their kid going down the ski slope to get one that, was post worthy.
Yeah.
So I just kind of try to keep that in mind, and I also
Practical, right?
I also try to filter through, and I really only am friends with people on social media and that I like sort of want the best for, and that I can like scroll through and be like, oh, that's awesome. That mantle looks
That's a good point.
Karen, get it, girl.
Sarah has a thing for mantles.
You should see.
I don't even have one.
Like, my whole Instagram was like the most beautiful. Like, I don't know.
She has mantle envy. Anybody else? Anybody else?
I feel like the comparison thing when it comes to being a new mom, my whole Instagram feed had changed. Like the algorithms are nuts. Like it heard every conversation I was having. Mm-hmm. And then it would pick a video that would match whatever conversation I was having. And it would be like, you're not doing enough of this, or you need to do this when your baby comes in. When your baby hits 4-month milestone, this is what you should be doing. Like it's like the most comparison type of feed that I've seen. And I've been on Instagram. I mean, I don't. If you're gonna parent how you're gonna parent. I feel like you just know, like mama knows best.
Right.
So I don't really feed into it, but I just noticed that conversation is so like nitpicky on you're doing everything right or you're doing everything wrong, and you just have to really tell yourself like, I'm gonna make the choice because it's my kid, and like I know what's right for my kid, and like it's right for your kids, and vice, and like
and your mantle.
Yeah, and your mantle. But I just feel like that it's just I haven't seen that, and I've
get
been
it.
on social media as a DJ like for my
Right.
whole career, and there's always comparison who's the best DJ and blah blah blah, who's the best artist, best music. But this is like just so different, and I feel
Like so personal.
It's triggering.
so
yeah.
personal, and if I'm just talking about the mom content that people, and I'm sure so many other women and people in general just see that content more than they see like the DJ content
struggle
that
or
I'm
the-
used to,
yeah,
you know?
sure.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is what people are getting right here. Like,
Sure.
this is like the real, why people feel like they're shit when it comes to being a parent is because of these people trying to compare them to something that's not real.
And
It's just wild.
Do you both get, because we talk about perimenopause all the time, is it like instant and then like some supplement for like you're losing your hair?
I'm so confused when we're talking about motherhood and perimenopause.
I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Maybe I do need the solitude.
Your phone listens.
Yeah. I feel like it's actually so dangerous though. And I'm glad you said that because I think that all the time when I'm on my Facebook, but I wasn't thinking of it just now that I hid my pregnancy. I have a 4-month-old. I did not tell anyone. We didn't really, not that I didn't talk about it because I didn't want my phone to hear me. But as soon as Facebook caught wind and I started getting those reels in my algorithm, it was every time I pull it up, it's 5 mistakes new moms make.
Literally.
This is what you're doing wrong.
right.
Like you're gonna lose your baby if you do this.
wild.
And
It's scary.
and especially as like someone who operates with a very high baseline of anxiety and like a first time mom, it's terrible. And I had like a rough go of it. I mean, there's still days, but like that's very hard. And like comparing yourself to like the moms that still have all their hair and look great and like wear more than just like sweatpants and like a dirty t-shirt, like seeing that, and it's hard because it's hard not to compare yourself to them because anything you see, you're making that comparison to.
Yeah.
And I live on social media, unfortunately, because I have 3 different businesses that I do all of the marketing for. So whether it's my personal life with momming and the baby or, what other cookie businesses are doing, and everyone right now is posting their year-end reviews, their highlights of, all of the great things that they did in the last year. And that's a really hard time, I think, for people in general during the holidays. And then to see all of the great things that everyone did, it's very easy to get down on yourself. And I think sometimes you just have to live through it. Like you said, just knowing what the right decision is. Sometimes you just have to get past a point and then you can say, okay, well, no, I did fine. Like I didn't do something wrong, and you can use that confidence that you build slowly moving forward.
Agree.
But yeah, I personally, as someone who has to be on socials a lot, think it's just a constant battle with not comparing yourself, because no matter like what facet of your life, there's somebody on Instagram that's influencing it and making it look really easy and making it like look like a very successful endeavor. So, but I could go on.
That's a great point.
I could go on with that forever because it kills me.
And I think that's what I was saying in the beginning is just like have that confidence of I'm not going to allow it to, stay the course of what you're telling yourself. Be practical and say like, this isn't real. I'm going to keep going through and not acknowledging it.
My daughter was born in 2009, so I didn't really obviously social media existed, but it wasn't like it is now. I can't imagine being a mom now. I just had like what to expect when you were expecting, and it smelled like cigarettes, and it was, and I would read that to scare myself. But it didn't have this barrage of what you're supposed to be doing, and that didn't even like really occur to me. That's hard. But no, I would just tell new moms like, you are doing great, whatever.
You are doing great, right?
Yeah.
I just experienced it with like our kids have graduated college now, like Miss Bowen Pool, and all these moms, and I know you're watching and I don't care, posting about your kid being on dean's lists and things like that. Like they're 22. That's great. Like, there's a pride for your children, and you're rawing them and you're their biggest cheerleaders, but also they're adults. It's time to kind of move on.
Your kid graduated. That's great enough. Like,
right. It's cool. Now remind me of this in May when
Roman or this quote.
Yeah. Anyway.
On Dean's list.
But no, I think we all have the same thoughts, just kind of stay true to yourself. But yeah, hearing from you two more so is we're just menopausal bitches.
I think it's really hard for kids though too.
Yeah.
Is your daughter
Yeah.
on social media or your kid like as teens?
I think it comes from your parent because my kids, like, we'll sit at our, like dinner table where my family will tell you it's sink or swim. Like, you're going to hear what you're going to hear. And we're kind of like, we're good. Like, this is not, we should not be comparing ourselves to other people. We're
But are they
fine.
on social media?
Yes.
And okay.
And they are frustrated by the fact they're like, what the hell was that? Like, why
Yeah.
are they doing that? Addie, my daughter has both of our daughters are at North Hills High School, and it's a different world than with a high schooler.
Well, yeah, he's not on social, and I'm like, once you turn no social until 16 is our rule.
Okay.
And then I have said I will pay you to not be on Snapchat. You can get Snapchat when you're 16, or you can get $20 a month when you're 16.
The part about Snapchat, and I think I don't know if you know this too, that's where they like meet to date.
I did know that.
This is what they say.
with that.
Hi, can I have your snap?
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what? Like, you've not had any conversation? You just, I snap? That's so stupid and weird. And, I don't know. Yeah, I think that conversation could go on and on. Hannah, we're so glad that you're with us. Tell us a little bit about your business. We know that you have HO Melange.
Yes.
But now, as you said, you now have another business. I've not interviewed you for any of this. Tell us about it.
So the Bakehouse, is that what we are? Batches? So Batches Bakehouse, I opened it, I want to say, I don't remember. I don't even know what year it is at this point. I think it's 2 Junes ago. Yeah. So June of 2024, I opened the Bakehouse, and it is a shared kitchen designed for small business bakers and other niche artisan food producers. We currently have 11 entrepreneurs, including myself, that use the space. So
That's so cool.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's 11 businesses that otherwise wouldn't have a base of business or a place to run their business. And I don't know if you remember this, but you made me a clothespin head.
I do remember.
Carl Fredrickson
Oh my gosh.
is still sitting in the bakehouse.
Good.
Yeah, with a little note you wrote me. Yeah.
A little handy.
Yeah. So we're up on Arlington Avenue, right next to Hilltop Coffee.
Yeah.
And
That's where I heard about you.
yeah, and it's been really great. I never expected it to be a big thing, and having said that, it's not a big space. We're only 1,200 square feet, and there's not it's 11 businesses, and some of them are only using this space for 6 hours a month.
And when you say using the space, what is it used for? Because everybody uses these kind of spaces differently.
True. So the Bakehouse, like I said, is designed for bakers mainly, because that's what I know. So that's what I kind of wanted to
But are they
focus on.
baking there and then entertaining, or no,
Yeah.
just using it? Okay.
So they're doing their production there. So they're baking.
Got it.
They're baking their sourdough bread and cookies in the space and then taking it to a farmer's market, or they're baking a wedding cake and delivering it to their clients, or I produce all of my macarons there, and there's a variety of outlets for that. So most of these bakers otherwise would be doing it from their home, and they can't do that either because they have pets, or there's kids running around, or they just can't do it in a single oven, and they need more capacity to grow their business. So there's a lot of different reasons people show up where they don't have the right equipment. I have commercial ovens, I have a 20-quart mixer, I have induction burners, and just a lot more space to spread out. So there's just a variety of different things that people are producing there. Anything from, proper English scones to, I mentioned sourdough. We have people doing cake pops, and we're a commissary space for a coffee trailer and a Italian food truck. So they need a place for their wastewater. They don't use the space to produce anything, but they use us so that they can stay compliant and be using clean water.
And so is the goal to get more and more, it's amazing, right? Is the goal to get more and more beyond the 11, or are you kind of good?
We're pretty close, and it all depends on how much time everyone needs. So obviously there's enough room for 2 or 3 businesses to be in there at once. So, but if one business only needs 6 hours, I could have a lot more of them than I could if someone needs, 40 hours a week. So I wasn't really in it to get as many people as I possibly can and, make a profit. When I was starting HO Melange, a friend of mine, the owner of the yard, he opened his kitchen to me, and because I needed a space to bake, and he believed in me, and he was like, "Come use our kitchen, get a shared facility here, use the space," and that made such a difference in the trajectory of my business and in my life. So, and I know that there are so many others, so talented business owners in Pittsburgh that were in the same position that I was in. So when I outgrew that kitchen, I was looking for a space to produce in. And I thought, like, if I'm having this issue, there are so many other people having this issue. And so I made the bakehouse so that I could share it with other people because I don't need the space 24/7. So really the idea is just like, yeah, if you need it, use it. And however I can help, I try to connect people and, you know, not that I know that much, but I try to like help them when they're starting their businesses. And
Just telling the story is helping other people.
yeah, thank you.
That's huge.
And it's just really cool. I mean, we've had a few people leave for different reasons. Some people have moved, some people's families have grown, you know, some people's jobs have changed. But for the most part, like we have, like I said, 11. There's 2 more businesses on deck that will be starting soon. And one of the coolest things about the bakehouse, in my opinion, is we have I joke and call him our token male member, but every other business is a women-owned business. So I think it's great that I'm filling a gap that seems pretty obvious to me for where there's opportunity and resources for, one, just small food businesses, because that's very hard to start. It's a huge financial endeavor. And then just that so many of them are women is eye-opening, but it's also very fulfilling that I get to help.
I love that.
And I get to like sample all these good foods. So I like, I just bought a bunch of sourdough. Yeah, I just bought a bunch of sourdough products and took to my family for Christmas. And I've gotten, you know, like cake pops and like cupcakes for my son's like milestone, like month markers. And yeah, it's a great way to have a community of people in my field because it can be very isolating as a solo business owner. And it's just a great way to bring people together and bounce ideas off each other. So I definitely like benefit, maybe not definitely benefit so much more, but I feel like I get so much more benefit than the people using the space because it's, one, fulfilling for me, and 2, like I learn so much from everybody too.
What a great story. Yeah, this was perfect. Thank you so much for joining us. Where can everybody find you and follow you?
So as I said, I'm all over social media. You can find the Macarons at Melange, the handle, or Batches Bakehouse, or, you know, the most recent endeavor, me and one of the bakehouse members are opening a coffee shop and bakery in Mount Lebanon, and that's the Baked Bean. That will be my first physical location. Yeah.
Oh, great. This one, of course. Yeah.
That'll be my first like physical brick and mortar location where you can walk in, buy macarons whenever you want. Obviously, we're going to have a ton of other stuff too. But we're also starting at the bakehouse because we already have this production space where I use it. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, you can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me all around Pittsburgh because I never sit down. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And these are the kind of conversations we want to continue to have. If you're wondering where you can get other episodes, it's wherever you get podcasts or visit the websites at Pittsburgh Magazine or Jagoff, and you can see the prior episodes. And also, we hope we see you on February 26th for the Women in Business Awards. That's the first one for 2026. Yeah. Super excited. And Sarah, I mean, what's left to say but
see you next Tuesday.